Yes, yes, people, we are now here for my favorite part of the show, and that is the interview. And this week, we have a guy I've wanted to sort of get in front of for a long time now. Someone I've chatted to, I've known for a while now. Wicked dude. He's the northern answer to Jamiroquai. This guy, he's a producer, he's a sick rapper, and yeah, someone I'm chuffed to have obviously on the show today. And this is none other than Seek the Northerner. Seek, my bro, how you doing?
Hello, bro. How you doing?
Very well, man. Great
Good,
to have
good.
you. Great to have you on the show, man. So what's been happening? If obviously we've known each other for a while now, and I had you in mind as soon as I started to do this podcast. I thought I got to get Seek on here, man, because I thought
Thanks.
we've had some interesting conversations in the past, haven't we? And I thought he's
Yeah,
going to be a right old laugh to get on. And plus, obviously, it'd be good to get to know you, obviously, a little bit better as well. And just off the
yeah.
back of that, obviously, for people who don't know who you are, uh, those absolute fucking muppets, let's explain to them who Seek is. So, Seek, who the fuck are you?
I think I'm trying to figure that one out myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all are, mate. We all are.
Uh, I guess I'm. I don't know. Old school these days, but I prefer to be old school because I'm not that old school. But yeah. So I'm a rapper producer, like you said, and somebody that tries to keep progressive and keep moving forward with my music and stuff. Um, I think there's a lot of shit music about these days. A lot of shit, a lot of shit versions of hip hop. But I don't really, you know, I hear stuff on the radio like commercial stuff, what's meant to be hip hop, and I'm just thinking, there's no lyricism, no flow, no personality. It all sounds the same, and I struggle with it. But
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm a grumpy old bastard.
Well, no,
That's what.
no, no. I think certain music's made for a certain purpose and demographic as well. Like in the sense
Yeah,
that, um, yeah, like it's just whatever you're going to vibe to. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's got their own preference and stuff. But I think
yeah,
there's some of the I find some of the more sort of commercial stuff seems to have a bit more of a darker sort of tone to it rather than the sense, but not in a good way. Do you know what I mean? Not promoting the right sort of ways of thinking and more towards sort of a sort of a negative mindset sort of thing. That's what I find anyway. And it's
yeah.
trying
That's true. I think.
not all of it, but I just think it has a certain, do you know what I mean? A certain level to it where when you listen to sort of traditional hip hop, it just gets on a deeper, much more deeper level, man, and layers. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just being
Yeah,
very,
I think I'm into. I always want it to be kind of like, preferably to have a message, but at the same time, I'm guilty of. Well, I'm not guilty of, but I like writing braggadocious battleship
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Of course, that's
But
part of the thing, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah, of course, man. But I like no matter whether it's like braggy battle or if it's like conscious hip hop, I want it to be skilled.
mm,
That's what I listen out for. All
yeah,
my favorite
definitely.
people that I listen to that I'm into are skilled, and they're pushing things forward like lyrically and
Yeah.
floor wise.
It's more about the craft, isn't it? How you can master that particular craft and trying different things,
Yeah,
learning from each other and stuff, and trying to sort of
yeah. You should
elevate the
always
craft. Yeah, rather than trying to make money or trying to portray a certain, you know, I don't know, like I don't know.
you
There's
should always
different
be a
levels of it.
student. You
Mm,
should always be a student. It's like you should never hold yourself to that, on that level where you think you're looking down on people and they're not
yeah,
as good.
exactly.
Like that's not what I'm saying about the other music. I'm just saying I just want to see them like push things lyrically. It's like
Yeah,
everybody I listen to, uh, you know, uh, I'm working a lot with Asa at the moment, who's very lyrically gifted and pushing, he's pushing it forward and he's looking for
yeah,
new avenues to explore. Same with Will Sykes, same with World of Gorse, you guys. The people I'm into, Rundown,
yeah.
um, they're just progressive, and they they're saying it with style, they're saying it with technique, and I can hear the rhythms, and it's like, like when you write lyrics and you're working on flows and technique and stuff like that, like how do you approach it? This is me interviewing you now, but I'm just interested.
Yeah. What you doing, you can. No, for me, I think it depends on the track, man. I think it depends on the track. Like, um, certain tracks, it's all about the rhythm of the actual um trying to get the rhythm of the beat, I suppose. In terms
Yeah.
of, like, I prefer tracks which has more melodic vibe to it, so I can sort of change my melody in the way that I spit my bars, rather than
Okay.
certain tracks which so I would run with the melody as well as what the music's saying, rather than sometimes when I write, I would just write straight, not going for the actual melodic part of it, just going for more of the beat and trying to
Yeah.
come in with the beat. So I change it, man. It depends on the track. Some tracks I
I
might,
like what you're saying. I like what you're
yeah,
saying about the melody, because as a producer, I like to work to melody myself. It's something that I hear a lot of hip hop beats that, and there's nothing wrong with this, by the way, but I hear a lot of them that aren't that melodic. But I like to be moved, like, emotionally by
mm,
melody. When I hear something like, when it's playing on your heartstrings kind of thing, that's I think that's what creates them emotions, what create deep writing and stuff like
yeah,
that. So if a melody can inspire an emotion, and then you can add your technique and your flow to that emotion and try and push things forward as well, you're on a winner.
mm.
That's what
You
I believe.
got to treat the voice, even as the rap voice, as an instrument, man. You're adding another instrument to that track, like
Yeah,
whether it like a bass or a string or whatever. Your voice is still adding. That's how I see it sometimes when I hear a beat. I, obviously I'm rolling with the beat and stuff, but it's the melody of whatever, like, the music's coming out, and that's why I sometimes try to, when I write my bars, as I said, try to go in line with what the melody of the track is. But then
yeah,
other times, when I don't do that for a certain period of time, I try to flip it to do the other way, and I find it more difficult. It takes me like a little bit just to get into the rhythm of just trying to just spit bars, rather than trying to be all melodic and trying to flip stuff with the way I spit stuff, and the way that I sort of
yeah.
the
And you can
cadence,
hear it
different
with
cadence I used. Yeah,
Ill Sykes with his approach. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Where
yeah, definitely.
it gets technical. The thing I like about Ill Sykes' style is, like, he chooses to rhyme in peculiar places to how I'd write, and
Yeah,
it's correct what he's doing. He's not doing it wrong. It's fucking brilliant. But he explores new avenues, and then next minute he's having a little sing and stuff like that. And I love the playfulness of what he does, where he don't give a fuck. He just does it, and that's what leads to results.
yeah,
That's when
yeah, definitely.
you master your craft, when you've got that confidence to do that. That's brilliant. So for my writing kind of thing, what I do is, I've done it in other interviews before, but I'm originally a b-boy, so I was a breakdancer professional for quite a few years.
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. We'll come on to
and
that in a minute, actually. Well, not then, like, later on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm going to talk to you
I've
about that.
done it a million times, mate. But yeah, what I was going to say was, so my approach to my flow and my technique is to make my words dance. So I approach it very much from a dance mentality when I'm writing. So, but not from breaking perspective. I do it from tap dancing. So if you think of a bar of music and how many rhythms you can do that within that, well, a tap is a very quick sound, so you can fit a lot of different melody, like patterns
Yeah,
in a bar of music. So in my head, if I've got something to say, I'll think, right, this is what I want to say. I want to use these particular words, kind of thing, but I want to make it dance like. Like, imagine someone tap dancing, and I think, right, I'll make it work like that. So if I'm getting creative with flow,
yeah,
I approach it like that. I think of tap dancing, and I make
yeah.
rhythms up.
That's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, that's the
You
way
know,
I do it. Yeah,
yeah, that's wicked, man. That's wicked.
I've
And
got Sammy Davis Jr. tap dancing in my head. Like, literally, I can see Sammy Davis, like, and I'm like, right, yeah, I like that. I like that pattern. We'll use that.
Good old Sammy, mate. Good old Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
man.
also, sorry, man. Also, and another thing is with like people like us, it's like accent. Like everybody knows the like London accent and stuff like that, and everybody else is trying to make theirs be heard, kind of thing. That's very much how I feel. And so for a long time now, I've been kind of like training people how to hear my accent,
Mm.
and I'm doing that by being consistent, getting it out there, working on keeping my accent, but pronouncing things in an understandable way because I can go off into mad slang, um, you know. But if you think about people like Eminem, when Eminem first come out, because he was from Detroit,
Hmm.
which wasn't that much of a well-known accent on the American rap scene. I mean, it was known, but not amazingly well-known. And if you remember his videos at first, he used to have like a karaoke ball bouncing along top of it, his lyrics, and
Yeah.
it was to show people his flaw, but also to teach them how to hear him. You know,
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, "This must mean I'm disgusting" or something like that, and it were bouncing along, and it was showing you his cadence and everything. Fucking great idea.
Yeah.
But also, he's got that thing where Eminem does that. He used sounds of different things to influence his flow. So I was talking about I use my tap dancing thing. Eminem used sounds. So when he does the "I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady," that's a
Yeah.
chainsaw. That's where he got the idea for that
Yeah.
scheme.
No
It's clever as
way.
fuck. Yeah, it's a chainsaw. I seen it on a thing. I was like, fuck, that's
That's
clever.
mad. That's
Yeah. I'm
mad.
Slim
You,
Shady,
you
yes
hear?
I'm the Shady. Clever.
That's wicked, man. That's it,
Yeah.
man. You just draw creative inspiration from your surroundings, isn't it? And
Yeah.
that's the same sometimes with like beats and stuff, man. Sometimes I'll have like something in my head, like a melody or something like that, and then I'll go and lay that down, and I'll try to obviously find other sounds to sort of build around it and sort of make beats like that, man. Like sometimes it might even come to me like just before I go to sleep or when I wake up, so I have to quickly either get it down on like record it as a voice note or whatever, and wake up in the night or whatever, and just like I'll be laying there thinking of it. I'm thinking like sometimes I don't bother fucking doing it, and I wake up the next day and it's gone. But if you have that
Yeah.
fucking thing just to get up and record it, it always pays off. But I actually don't get up more often than getting up, so yeah,
Yeah. Fuck that. It's
yeah.
like, nah, yeah.
It's mad though, man. You just get like a little, just comes from nowhere. Well, you think it comes from nowhere, but it just comes. You'd be lying there, and it suddenly just comes, and then obviously then that can lead to other parts of it that might develop later on. Like I might do that bit, and then go back to the track, and there might be something, another sound that comes to me that goes along with that because I've been thinking about that sort of thing, and then just build the track like that sometimes. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
a about 2 mornings ago. I've got Ill Sykes coming up on 10th of May, and we're meeting Asa to film a video. It's one of my
Mm.
beats with them two on, and I just woke up and I was like, I've got this fucking idea for a video. I was so hyped. I was telling the missus, I'm like, I've got this fucking, oh, what an idea. Oh, I was so buzzing. And I was like, oh, in my mind, I was like, oh, that's come from the gods, that this is meant to be.
Yeah,
I sent it to Ill Sykes, and he went, my mate's just done exactly the same idea. Here's the video. I was just like, no, motherfucker.
Ah,
Because it were, I think he's Kasky, his friend.
yeah,
Uh, and Kasky's done this video. Do you remember the film They Live?
yeah,
And it's he puts the shades on and
yeah,
all the like commercial like billboards and everything. Instead of
yeah,
saying
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
buy this,
Roddy
they say
Piper, in it.
that's the one, yeah.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
says
yeah,
like obey and
yeah, yeah.
conform and all
That's
this
it.
on the signs. So I thought that's easy to do with a put some glasses on the video and stuff, and then turn it to black and white, change all the billboard. Kasky's done a great job of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, people should check that video out if they haven't as well. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, motherfucker. So now I've got to think of another idea before the 10th.
Before
Oh,
some other
bastard.
cunt fucking nicks it off you without you fucking when you're
Yeah,
fucking sleeping, mate. It got you when you're
yeah,
sleeping,
yeah. I wasn't even mad, but the thing with Kasky, I was just like,
Mr.
shit, he did
Sandman.
a really good job of it as well.
Yeah.
He's probably done a better job than I could have done. But so I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, man. But fair play to him. It's great, great track, great video.
Yeah, Yeah, man. Yeah, I know Kasky, man. He actually come down to a Bar Picasso thing once as well, man.
Oh, they're cool.
Yeah,
He's
him
good.
and Silver Grey. So big
Right.
up to them.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
I've always been fond of Kasky, man. He's a sick rapper, but he's also a sick singer as well, man. He's got a good voice, plays the
How's
drums
it?
a bit as well. Yeah,
Oh, multi-talented.
yeah, man. Yeah. So
Yeah, cool.
what about yourself with your production and stuff, man? How's that going? Obviously, I know that obviously you always make beats and stuff, but I mean,
Yeah,
do
the
you?
productions, it always goes well. I sell beats quite
Yeah,
often. They seem to do well, and I think I've got to that stage now where I've kind of, I don't know, it feels like I'm getting to the point where I can get in touch with someone and say, I want you on this, and a lot of people are jumping on now, like good names, which is nice. It's a nice feeling.
yeah.
Um, but it's a funny one, beats, because I'm constantly making them, and I reckon I make a lot of shit, but I think the art of it is recognizing when it's something that's
Yeah.
good, you know.
But sometimes you just need that rapper or somebody just to see something in it and then do something with it, and then you add on to that. Sometimes
Yeah,
you might have a beat that you think, oh, this is not no good, but then a rapper hears it, is like, here's something in it, starts doing something, you're like, fucking hell, actually, right, okay,
yeah,
let's
that's
see where
happened
this
once
is
or
going.
twice.
Do you know what I mean? And then it can turn into something sometimes, man. That's why it's
Yeah,
never like I used to like chuck beats away and stuff, but then I got to a point I was like, nah, do you know what? I'm just gonna keep these here. There might not be anything right now, but as I said, I might
yeah.
see something in them
I
later
still
on
do
and
that.
add. Yeah.
I still do that. I still keep all my beats.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But it's like I know when it's the one. I
yeah,
just know. And also, if I'm doing a track, if I'm doing a beat for myself, um, say I've wrote some lyrics or I've got an idea for lyrics and I know what type of beat I need. Uh, I know when it's the right beat because I see the video in my head
yeah,
for the lyrics, and that's what I work off. If it's a track, if it's a beat for me, I won't use the beat until I can see the video,
yeah.
and then it just kind of like writes itself. So I know what to look for now. I know the like catch points kind of thing and it seems to work as well. I seem to get a good response off them ones where I've had the seen the video in my head.
Yeah. I
So,
suppose when you produce this stuff as well, like unless you want to unless you're feeling like you want to rap to it straight away as well, I think that's the sign. Sometimes I make beats that I don't really like vibe want to spit to, but somebody else I know would love it. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
Sometimes I do those, but they don't, but if I'm gonna make a track that I really want to fucking spit to, like that's the defining thing. If I can be bothered to finish it enough to want to write to it and quickly
yeah,
want to fucking record that shit because I'm excited about either doing something else with it or passing it on to somebody else to get them on it, then that's the vibe. That's what I want to feel when I'm sort of. That's when I know it's the
yeah.
right beat. You know
See,
what I
for
mean?
me,
Is that
it's
the
like
same? Is that the same for you or similar or?
well, no, it's kind of it's like I can get that feeling where I want to write to something, and that might be for me. It might be decent, but it's not what I look for. It's not what I don't think this is the like one that's gonna hit with people until I get to the video in my head. So
Yeah,
I can have all the lyrics there, but when I can see the video, there's something else in it. It's like I don't know. It's like a context thing. I see the wider context, and I just know it's going to influence my writing and everything. How I manipulate the beat afterwards, like structure wise and stuff. So that's just how I do it personally. I just wait till I can see the video. And
So what the whole music video?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
because
wicked, man. So
because then when you see that, if you can see the video in your head, you can write, you can describe what you're seeing.
I see what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
like it's like just looking at a photograph and describing it on paper to me, and then it writes itself. So,
Yeah.
so I've done quite a few story tracks, and I always get good comments saying, your descriptions in your stories and that," and it's like it's because I can see the video in my head, and that's what I'm watching. So I'm just doing that. It's just
That's
my little
wicked.
bit.
That's a mad way of doing it, man. But it's wicked. I like it. Do you know what I mean? But that's
Yeah,
like that's doing it like the from the that's like doing a Nas on it. Do you know what I mean? If going from the end, which is the end
I
bit,
wish I was
the
that good.
video, all the way backwards. You're
Yeah,
writing. Do you
rewind.
know what I mean? Yeah. You
Yeah, if
record
only I
first
was
before you write it down.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just go totally backwards.
That's a mad concept, yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's wicked, man. I love that. I love that. That's a
Yeah.
that's a that's a
There's loads
nice
of
way of doing
people.
it because you're right. If you've got that video, because by the time you got that whole video in your head, that's so ingrained that that image will be just you could be like watching it and like
Yeah,
writing
it's
at the
just
same
like
time as you
describing the
said.
movie you're
Yeah, yeah,
watching.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
wicked. I like
yeah.
that.
But
Is that
it's, I
that's
mean,
not on all tracks though, right? That's just, or is that every time you write?
oh no, definitely not.
No, no,
Definitely
no,
not.
no. I was gonna say yeah.
What I'm saying is when I can see the full video, I and tend to get it right that it's going to hit with people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Whereas other
Sorry, yeah.
stuff, if I just put a track out and I haven't had that feeling, it might do all right. You know, sometimes I get lucky and it does better than I think.
Yeah.
Uh, but you know what it's like with music anyway. It's like sometimes I'll think, I'm on a winner with this, and then it does fuck all. You
Yeah,
know. And sometimes I'll think this is shit, and then it'll do something amazing.
yeah, definitely.
But then when when I do that, where I get the video added, they tend to be the ones that hit a bit more and get
Yeah,
more views and more like comments and stuff like that. But music, it's a very funny beast, isn't it? Because yeah, it's like I say, you can't really predict it as much as you want to. You know, if we
that's
could
what
do,
that's why we're still doing it like for after so many years because it you get addicted to that shit, man. Because it's never like there's never an end
yeah.
to it. There's always a way of getting better, doing a better beat, doing a it's that constant. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's the
It's
puzzle. It's
this
the
is
puzzle.
chasing the
You know,
dragon, man. It's you're tweaked.
I saw it with yeah, I saw it with Eminem on that. There were a hip hop documentary a few years ago that come on the cinema. It was on the cinema and everything. What was it called? I can't remember. But he said it in there. Eminem is like, for me, he said it's all about the puzzle, and I completely agree. You know, I sent Giroux from Northern Structure a book called Flow, which is like I think he was Ukrainian. This professor that he studied flow state and how we go into flow state, and
Yeah,
it has certain traits to it. Like when you go into a flow state, you often a lot of time passes without you knowing, and then you come out to the other side and you're like, shit, I can't believe it's that time. And also another one of the traits is you often realize that you forgot to eat because you've been so captivated.
yeah,
And flow state has really close links to meditation and meditative practices because you're very, very present. Even though you're lost in a zone, you're very present and your worries don't exist.
yeah. You're always focused on one point, and that's what meditation is. To focused
Yeah,
on a point, isn't it? Some
yeah,
meditation, not all, obviously, but
yeah.
it's a
And
point
so
of
it's
focus.
yeah, I love getting in that zone. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. There's
it's
times as well, man, when I've been spitting, right? I've been doing like rehearsals or whatever, and then there'll be like moments where um do some freestyling or something, and I've entered into like this that you actually sometimes I felt it coming on, and it's almost I don't know, like in that instant, it feels like if you've been spitting for like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, to you it seemed like it was like 30 seconds or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And like and like I don't know, like it feels like it comes from another place. Like you tap in for a moment into the source. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, man.
For that
It's
split
like what
second. Do you know? Does that
yeah,
make sense to me? Sense it? You feel like you
yeah,
just tapped into to the frequency that the source is.
completely like freestyling. If you know, sometimes you're freestyling, and sometimes you can capture it. Because you were talking about writing there, were you?
Huh?
Or did you mean
This is the
freestyling? Right?
yeah, or either freestyling or spitting or doing
Yeah,
anything where you actually feel yourself going into that state. But it's like,
yeah,
and then you come out of it, and sometimes you can't get it again, and that's it. It's gone. And then
yeah.
you try to, but it's just gone. But
It's
you
best
feel
when you
like
get
you've
it
entered
with
in it.
freestyling. If you do
Yeah,
it with freestyling, and then all you know, you just it's like the words seem to be coming to you.
yeah,
and it's, it's obviously not pre-wrote, it's a freestyle, but it's
yeah,
just something giving you the word. You can see it like, I get it like sometimes 3 or 4 lines ahead.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I've got a
It
lyric
just
about it saying, what is it now? They say I'm callous because I say what I want, plus I adapt to any challenge with the grace of a God. And what you view as impossible, my brain's got it locked. I create new neurological pathways on the spot. A loner that writes alone in the night, exploring his mind in search of formulas that thoughts couldn't write. Like when freestyling's effortless and tensions are raised because you're at least 4 lines ahead of what you're presently saying.
yeah,
And that's it.
yeah.
That's that
That is
thing
it.
there.
That is it. You feel,
Yeah,
yeah, that's so right as well. You feel like you're getting the words from another place
yeah,
because it feels so easy. Like not, it feels difficult not to spit, not to rhyme. Like
yeah,
you feel like you're just in that flow where, and it's all making sense, and you're speaking truth, and it's just like, man, it's only happened. Doesn't happen. Had like lots and lots in my life, but it's happened probably about a dozen times where I've
yeah.
entered into that state, and even the people that were around me at the time knew something's just happened there because my level just changed, and then I just dropped the level dropped, and it went back to something like very
Yeah.
mediocre.
Well, I think yeah, I think anybody who's good at freestyling will tell you that I meet loads of people who don't even try freestyling, and I think it's essential. If I go into a cipher, you know what I mean. I know I'm armed to the teeth because I can freestyle. Sometimes I'll go in freestyling first and then introduce my pre-wrote. Sometimes I'll go in with pre-wrotes and then introduce my freestyles. But I know I can go for fucking ages, you know. But that comes with a willingness to make mistakes and make a fool out of
Yeah,
myself
exactly,
if
exactly.
I
It
get
doesn't
it
have
wrong.
to be perfect, man.
Well,
And the
I don't
perfect,
care. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
care if it's not, and that's the thing where people, it freaks them out to go, oh, know I can't freestyle. And anybody can freestyle. It's just having the willingness to fuck up and be okay with it.
yeah. The trick to freestyle is don't think about freestyling. It's almost don't worry if you can do it. Don't worry if you can't. It doesn't
Just have a
matter.
go. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, and the whole doesn't matter is when the greatness happens,
Yeah.
because you're not overthinking it. There's not the ego getting in telling you can't do it. You're nervous. Your hands are sweating. You should, these no, none of that's in there. It's all blocked out,
Yeah.
and just enter into just present moment, man, and just be
I'll tell
you.
you,
Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you a cool story. I was in a cipher up in Newcastle. There was quite a few of us. I think Letty was there. Layla, Ken Masters. There were a few good rappers and stuff.
Yeah,
And Ken Masters was doing a freestyle, and he got onto this like that. What was it like? Was the scheme So he's doing all this, like bat and the bat and the da, 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 bat, and I was like, fucking hell, he's been going for a while there. And then on his very last sentence, I thought, oh, he's ran out. He's like, he's not going to freestyle. He's right at this, and he just paused for a minute, and then he went, and that's that. And it was fucking thick as fuck. I was just like, what the fuck, man? It was so cool, man. I never forgot it. I was just like, oh, you motherfucker. Perfect. And that's that.
drop the mic. I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
Cool as fuck, man. Really cool. But Ken's one of my favourite. Like, I think Ken's one of the best lyricists I've heard, full stop. Like,
Yeah, I've heard some of his stuff, man. He's sick, and the way he puts it together as well, man. Is
he's a
yeah,
very, very, very skilled lyricist, man. Very, like, I know what I'm doing with lyricism, and I believe I'm at a decent level. But I hear Ken's writing, and I'm like, fuck me, you know. But it's one of them rapping. There's so many people who have different approaches, and there's people like Lomax could say anything, and it'll sound cool. It's just got
yeah.
that
He's
style
got
and
the
that voice.
swagger, man. He's got the swagger.
It just sounds cool, whatever he
Yeah,
says. He's a good writer, don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
even if he weren't a good writer, it'll still sound cool as fuck because he's got that voice.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
definitely.
there's a,
But all his bars are sick anyway, man. I love
oh yeah, it's
because he's
fucking
unpredictable as well. He's just one of those that the way he switches his rhyme schemes and stuff. It's not always predictable when that's going to happen. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? And that's what I love about Il Sykes as well, where his end bar will end up with what was on like 2 bars
yeah,
before,
that's it.
that sort of stuff, and in between there's all multis in between that. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah, so
But Udicott as well, like Ass is very good at it.
yeah.
like that's a fire lyricist. And I was just thinking of someone else that I've like Carlo, like me and Carlo, we have a lot of disagreements and stuff, and we don't particularly hang around anymore. We disagree on a lot of things, but he's a fucking brilliant rapper, brilliant rapper.
Mm.
You know, writes some. He's one of the best writers I know as well. I'd never let that blind any disagreements. I'd never let any disagreements we've had blind that is a fucking superb rapper.
Yeah, yeah. I've always rated him, man. I actually knew Carlo before. I met Carlo before I met you, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like
Well,
back in through lockdown and stuff
yeah.
through
Well, I
Facebook.
got Carlo into it. I was teaching him breaking for a bit. Then I started ghostwriting lyrics, and he was buying lyrics off me, and then he just fucking took off with it. And he got to the point where he was teaching me. So it had gone full circle, and he was
Yeah.
helping me develop stuff, and we're back and forth like that. But he's on his on tip now. He's into his Christianity stuff and what have you, which is fine. And he applies that to that music now, which is cool. It's got his avenue, that's great.
Yeah. Fuck each their own, man. Fucking, props to him. Still doing
Yeah,
it, still representing. So just in his own
yeah,
way, man. So yeah, man.
yeah.
Big up Carlo. Obviously, I haven't heard much actually. I haven't seen. I mean, does he promote stuff on Insta and stuff? Because I don't see
I
him.
think so. Yeah, I think he does it on the Insta. He goes by Areli now, Areli. That's his.
Ah, gotcha.
It's a Christian thing, I think. But yeah, it's still there. It's the content's not really my lane kind of thing, but I can listen to him all day on lyricism and flow and technique and how he does it.
Yeah,
And
because
like
he's
one of my big influences, a guy called Morgs, who I used to be in a crew called Booth Boxers with, and
right. So where is he from? Is he around your way or
yeah, he's from Burnley. He's one of the old schoolers from around here, but he's
what's his
such a
name?
cool
Sorry,
Morgs, Mor,
Morgs.
yeah, Morgz. It was in Booth Boxers with me. We put a lot of music out and stuff, but I'd describe his style. He's one of the only people where it's like his style's as funky as fuck, and he's one of them. He can say something with a beautiful simplicity that just hits home, and
Yeah.
just brilliant. What was one of his flaws? Is I spit flows like the river running through the region. The reason I'm seizing mics because it's season to fight. What's no, I ain't no stereotype, right? It's like really like funky styles, really good
Yeah,
lyrics.
that kind of sort of almost old school flow that sounds like as well.
Yeah, but one of them who progressive kept that old school style, but moved
Adds his
forward.
own, yeah, adds his own
It's
modern.
still about now, and is a constant source of advice and good to talk about hip hop with.
Yeah, man. And have you got any sort of like albums or any sort of big projects planned, or are you working with anybody at the moment, or anybody in particular that you'd like to work with, and you're kind of trying to make that happen?
The
Any
people
little
I want to work.
exclusives here, brother?
Well, I'm working on my own album again. I'm just going back into solo land. Um,
Yeah. What,
um, but I'm working with everyone I want to work with. So I work with Lomax. We do shows together.
yeah.
So we've developed a show that we do.
We'll
That
get you up actually for I Love Hip Hop, man.
Yeah, man, I'd love to. I'll come down with Lomax and we'll
Yeah.
smash it off, yeah. But working with people, I'm working with the people I want to work with, and that's Asa and Il Sykes and Lomax.
Yeah.
That right now that's enough
Yeah.
because they bring a lot to the table, so it's not just a quick thing. You work with them, you're working with people that bring a lot. There's a lot to work with. And you can only take on board so much, can't you?
It's inspiring, man, because I'm in Death Seekers with Il Sykes and Scrolls the Mystic and
Yeah.
Milo, and it's just we obviously just it's all straight bars. There's not really any hooks on most of the tracks. We've started to do a few
Doesn't
hooks
matter,
here
does
and
it?
there now. No,
Yeah.
no, it's just all straight bars pretty much. But we have started to do bit more hooks and shit. I mean, the hooks are sometimes just samples, like or scratches or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Which is fine. But
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, it's just and it's just so good when you got like MCs that are doing different things that you can learn from. It doesn't matter how, as I said, how much like, and it's always got that friendly competitiveness to it as well. You know, where like sometimes I don't want to have to go first because then I listen to the back to the other guys and I'm like, fuck. I could have come fucking nicer. Do you know what I mean? Then these cunts are making me look like a cunt. So sometimes it's nicer to go full.
Yeah,
You
I've
know
got
what I
that.
mean?
I've got that like battle mentality. It's like if I
Yeah,
no
that's
matter,
it.
and I think everybody feels it kind of thing. Like if I go on a track, I think I'm going to smoke everybody on this track. I don't give a fuck because nobody can do me better than me. I'm going to fucking smash my style and not own it, and they're going to get it. And that's that. I don't care who's on it; they're getting it. That's my mentality. I don't mean anything offensive by
Yeah,
it, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. That's what it's a sport, isn't it?
Yeah,
As
of
much as
course.
we love doing it as well, like
Yeah.
to keep us fucking sane in this absolute monstrosity of a world.
I want to give
You
a,
know
a
what I
shout
mean?
out to Rundown as well. He's Rundown
Yeah,
really captured me with his cadence and his storytelling and the angles it comes from. I think it's very good, man. Very good.
yeah, yeah, defo.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
producer's
but
good.
they've been doing some good stuff actually, haven't they?
Oh, the quality, mate. Really good crew. Really good. Great producer. What's his producer called again? I can't think. I feel a bit bad saying it. I can't think off the top of my head. But anyway, Enemies is success. Um,
Enemies of success, man. Big up, boys.
yeah, big up. Yeah, the producer's fire as well. I'm just sorry I forgot the name right now, but
Yeah, we've been getting into some some deep conversations about obviously rapping, about the art, music, that sort of stuff. Um, and obviously you've been talking about working with different artists, and you're pretty much working with who you want to at the moment. Is there anybody else in the scene in terms of maybe even people overseas or anybody that you're
I think
anybody in your
what I am going to
sights?
do, I am going to start sending more beats over to America.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is there an avenue to do that?
yeah, there's people I know out there that I can get stuff out, and I've got the belief in my beats as well to get people on them. You know, that's the
Yeah.
good thing about beats. They don't have an accent, do they?
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
exactly
there's
that,
not
man.
many American rappers going to want a fucking tosspot from Burnley on them. You know what I mean? There is some, but they must be deluded. But it's few and far between. But beats are international. You can reach anybody if you're confident enough and believe in your product enough, which I do. So,
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
uh,
that. Obviously, it's obviously not only through the internet and stuff. You can obviously through social media and stuff. You'd be able to connect with artists that you might, somebody that you might think, oh yeah, I'd like to work with you and see if you can send you over some beats and stuff. Do you ever do that, or is that something that
uh,
you're kind of,
yeah, I mean, beats tends to be my way to connect with people. You know, I find that if I can get a beat to them, get them on a beat, or they want one of my beats, then that always leads up to you can usually get them on the track for a
yeah?
feature or whatever. It's building relationships, isn't it?
It is, man. Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
The music's the bonus sometimes. You know what I mean? You can make some good friends out of music, man. A lot of the friends I have now, my newer friends, have all come from something to do with music. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, that's what happened with us, isn't it? You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly that, exactly that,
Yeah.
exactly that.
We have some
Yeah, yeah,
fucking right laughs, don't we? We have a chat.
yeah, yeah.
Just
It goes a
talk
bit off
nonsense.
kilter, man, doesn't it?
It's the best way, man. It's the best way. Just have a laugh, innit? Fuck it. Life's
Yeah, that's
serious
it, man.
enough at the moment with the fucking world events. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I try to block all that shit out, man. I don't have like the news. I don't watch any. I just stream stuff. Do you know what I mean? I don't even have fucking Sky or anything like that, man. Try
Yeah.
to keep away from all that stuff. It's too much negative. It's hard enough trying to manage all like the streaming platforms for my kids, like even going on YouTube and
Yeah.
Netflix and stuff. There's some there's always adult content coming up and stuff. Even when you try so hard not to, there's always something that's a little bit
Mm.
twisted or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So.
I tell you, on your question a minute ago, who I would like to work with, brother Ali.
Yeah,
I'd
love
like to
Brother
work with
Ali.
him. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's class. Me and Carlos like coined this term about like saying the brother can't even say it, brother Ali effect, and it's you know, if he when he raps, he says stuff that sounds very simple, and like he's just gone and just wrote it. But then when you study it and you look at it right down, you can see the technique in the
Yeah.
writing, but it's disguised in smoothness. It's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant.
And I love
And
what he does with his flow in terms of changing his cadence, and he makes his voice sound like almost like he's a
oh
preacher. Do you know what I mean? That kind of
yeah,
vibe to it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love that.
It's got a line. It's got one of my favourite lines, and it's. I've always had this thing, me, and you know, it's not just me. A lot of people have it, I guess. But you know, when you meet somebody new and you can get an instant judgment of whether they're a dickhead or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I always wanted to write it down. And at the time, I had that idea for that lyric about trying to say like, you know, I meet people and I can almost. It's not an aura. I don't see an aura, but I get like a quick impression of are they a dickhead or not.
Yeah, yeah,
And I had an idea in my head of how to write that, but at the time I wasn't skilled enough to write it the way I wanted to.
yeah.
And then I got to the level where I was skilled enough to write it. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
Brother Ali said it perfectly. He said exactly how I wanted to say it. I was like, you motherfucker. And he says, there's a certain type of glow that emanates off the authentic that a fake could never imitate. And that just dances. You know, that's just a beautiful bit of lyricism. That there's a certain type of glow that emanates off the authentic that a fake could never imitate, and it says it perfectly. I
Yeah.
was gutted. I was just like, motherfucker! I've been trying to write that for years. So, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be a dope collaboration, man. I mean, there's no reason why there's all the was it 7 degrees of separation. There's no reason why that you don't know
Yeah.
somebody who doesn't know somebody who
Oh,
doesn't
I'll
know.
get
Do
him.
you know what I mean?
I'll get him. Yeah, I'll get the fucker.
Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
in terms of obviously, apart from sort of producing and music and stuff, do you do anything sort of anything else in terms of any other sort of passions or anything like that? Or are you strictly
I'm
is there
still
anything else?
obsessed. I'm still obsessed with b-boying. I don't
Yeah,
do it anymore. I did it, like I said, I did it professional for a good few years. Um, but yeah, I obsess over it. I watch it all the time. I've just judged a competition recently, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, with a couple of other judges. So if I'm not in a creative mood, as in active, I sit down and I indulge in a lot of b-boy vids or go to competitions and stuff.
there are some incredible ones, man. I just seen on through it on Instagram and stuff. There's like
Oh,
the levels have increased so much in the last sort of from what I used to watch it back in the days. There's just all sorts of different stuff now, man. Yeah, it's definitely
crazy.
evolved.
It's crazy. It always does. It's
Yeah, it's the same
probably
as music, I suppose, isn't it? It's another
I think
expression.
it's more progressive. I honestly do.
Yeah,
I think it's more progressive than the music. I think it's the most progressive element, just because it's such an intense battle scene. It's fully sponsored by every fucking now, and it's
yeah,
really it's like when we were doing it, we were pro and we're getting paid well towards the end of our careers and stuff. Um, but now the kids that I know, they're like the kids that we were teaching and stuff. They signed up with Red Bull and they've got like dietitians and
yeah,
fucking masseurs and everything. They've got a team behind them. They've got to be that good now.
yeah.
It's gone to a whole new level, and it's showing through what they're capable of. They're almost flying.
And you're seeing a lot of younger kids and stuff, like even real
Oh
young
yeah,
teenagers just doing some
yeah,
absolutely incredible stuff, man.
yeah. Out in
It's
Asia,
almost like acrobatics and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Some of it as well, like,
yeah,
and not even
out in
acrobatics.
Asia, they've got like
Some of it's just like the movement and the expression of a certain um moment in time. Sometimes,
yeah.
like that. Do you know
They've
what I
got
mean? Like it's
schools of
almost like
kids
acting.
like out in Asia. They've got like schools of kids that are like 6 year old that are doing the most incredible shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like fucking hell. They've
There's
got to
just
be
so much
careful.
personality in it, you know. You can see the true personality coming out, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
some breakers or some people who obviously dancers or whatever that you could see that they haven't they're not haven't totally put their own spin into it and their own personality into it. It feels a little bit more clunky in that sense. Whereas others just feel like you just know that they're in the flow state as soon as they start doing it. They just, do you know what I mean? Obviously, that goes with practice. I'm guessing, obviously, and just repetitiveness and doing it over and over again. But also an element where once you've practiced so much, it's the same as spitting. When you get to that point where you're so down with your bars that it just becomes second nature, and all the other movements and stuff just makes it just come a much more easier rather than you focus on that when you're on stage and things. Does that make sense?
The thing is, what they're in danger of is losing the dance because it's becoming so acrobatic and so gymnastic. But the ones who generally win the comps are the ones who can dance as well.
Yeah.
And you know, you do get some of those people from out like Korea and China and Japan. Japan have been brilliant in the last few years. And they're managing to maintain that the big power moves, the big gymnastic type of looking what other people perceive as gymnastic, but managing to hit beats, kill beats, and that's very, very important, you know. Yeah.
So do you travel abroad at all to do the sort of judging, or is it all done in the UK, or do you?
I haven't done much judging recently.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, basically what happens is this is the general lifespan of a b-boy. So you go into a scene as a 16-year-old, and you battle and you carve your reputation out, and then you know you get a good. I don't know. It depends on you really. And like I'm quite a tall built guy, so I was never going to last as long as these little fuckers that are flying around at 200 mile an hour.
Yeah.
My body just can't take it like their body can take it. But so you tend to have a good run, a competing, you carve out your name, and then one day a load of 16-year-olds come through and kick your ass. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The next generation,
it has to renew itself. And it's very hard at the time. I ended up in therapy because when I come out of breaking and it'd been taken away. So I come out, got my arse kicked by new generation, and then went into teaching and judging. And then the teaching started to fade because my body just couldn't do it like I used to. I felt like a bit of a fraud, even though I've got the knowledge, you know. And then I was judging a lot, but then that faded out. And then, like I say, I ended up in therapy because I didn't know who I was without it. And I had a big identity crash. I wasn't mentally well. And then I was just as I was coming out of breaking, I got my first MPC, and I was producing at the back end of my b-boying career. So there's a guy called P from Bad Taste Crew, which is a breaking crew. He's moved over into writing now, so he's a graph artist.
Yeah.
And he's kind of he's gone through a similar journey actually. He's gone from having that like, fuck, what do I do without this thing I have, and what am I going to move on to? And he's moved over to graph, and he's killing it. You know, he's got that same mentality of committing to something, and so
you just need that creative outlet, man. Do you know what I mean? It's what it is to keep you sane.
Keep your identity as well, you know, in a lot of senses. But what for me, you know, and I think for him as well.
How long had you been b-boying for, man? Has it been since you were a kid, or is it something you took up sort of later on in years? How long? When did it start?
I started when I was 6. There was a lot of kids in our area doing it, and they taught us. There were a bunch of 14-year-olds that, for some reason, had this insight into the importance of passing it on, which is incredible for a bunch of 14-year-olds to know that they had hold of something and it needed to be passed on. So they started teaching us as kids. And then it kind of like disappeared for a couple of years. And then I went to school. I was obsessed. It was always in my mind. And then I met this guy at school, and he told me about his uncle. And when I met his uncle, he was one of the kids that used to teach us. And then he taught me and said, right, you need to start going to Manchester battling So then I went from Burnley over to Manchester on my own, found out where there were some breakers, and went down and just started battling them guys. And that's where I met Mouse, who I formed a crew with called Tron 2. London heard about Tron 2, so they invited us down to Breaking Bread, which is like a legendary night down there. And so me and Mouse and Tron 2, a few other members, Abs and that, we were going down battling. And then we met up with Bad Taste Crew, which is P's crew, and P and them guys. We all formed a super crew called Monkey Basket. And when we formed that crew,
why that name, Monkey Basket?
well, it was Children of the Monkey Basket, and what it was, the story goes that one of the crew members, a guy called Ollie, was trying to think of a name for the crew, and he found a website full of it were like photographs of ugly people, and it was called Children of the Monkey Basket. So we just called Children of the Monkey Basket. And then when we made that crew, we won the British champs. We won a few different versions of the British champs. And then we started battling in Europe, worldwide. And then you start getting like video parts in popular music vids and stuff like that. And you're dancing, some of the crew dance for Madonna, Mouse dance for Madonna, Carly, I think, were another one, and they're not particularly hip hop things, but they pay well. You've got families to look after, so you do it.
Man. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, wicked, man.
Yeah.
And obviously, what sort of so you started producing before you did spitting. So what turned you to actually writing bars and stuff, or was that something?
No, it wasn't. I was spitting since I can remember spitting in back in the primary school.
So that came before making beats, yeah.
I seen it on I think it was Sesame Street where I first saw a rapper. I think they had some guests on what were rapping, and I was just like, I was just into it. There was a point in my life where I realised I was always fascinated with graph. I was fascinated with breaking and rapping. Didn't know too much about DJing, but I never knew they were part of the same culture. And I found out later that they were part of the same culture. And I was like, maybe subconsciously I'd something were piecing it together for me. I don't know, but yeah. But I've been doing it since I was a kid. I've been in hip hop all my life. I'm 48 now, and I've been into it since I was 6, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's never left me.
It doesn't feel like it will ever stop as well. Like I said to my missus like so many times. I mean, she's been with me for some of it, but I've tried to stop doing it so much. Even when I try to have long periods where I don't do anything, I actually get depressed and shit, man. I change, my mood changes. Like I can't go. It sounds mad, man. Like honestly, like it feels like it is an obsession or an addiction, but also does feel like. It feels like something like more deeper than obviously I'm just doing it for the sake of because I love it. It feels like you have to do it sort of thing. Did you ever get that sense like when you just try to have a period where just you don't do it at all? There's just an itch like you have to fucking do it, and then you just get back into doing it sort of. That's what I feel anyway. Even when I've given up for a few months or whatever, or not just given up, just stopped, just didn't have the inspiration to write anything or whatever. Even
I've learned to trust that. I've learned to trust that feeling.
Yeah.
I definitely go through. It's not often, but every now and then, it's almost like the process of writing a track. I don't worry anymore if there's nothing there. I know it will come back. I've got to that point with my journey with hip hop where I know it's who I am. I know it's my identity. I know it's a spiritual thing. And sometimes my creativity is not, it don't want to play, but I don't worry about it anymore. I used to think, I've got writer's block or I've got like some kind of block to my creativity, but that don't happen anymore. And just recently I put that new track out, and it's been months since I'd wrote out that I wanted to put out. I'd wrote bits of notes and stuff like that, but that it just went and just wrote itself in like a day. Got really good feedback on that track. A lot of people buzzing off it, and I knew it had come back. But hip hop's like that for me on a whole because I consider myself a proper like I'm into all elements. I know my favorite DJs are, my favorite writers, my favorite beatboxers. I'm into it, all elements. and that's not to say I do all elements. I said, I tried scratching for a bit and got bored out my fucking head. I love scratching. I love it. I obsess over it, but actually doing it, I always had this thing in my head. I was like, I'm through my life. I'd created this life plan of like b-boying, then music, and then DJing, and then graph when I'm a bit older. And then my last one, I thought beatboxing, because I'll get some specially adapted false teeth that you can make certain noises with. I
Yeah,
had this like fucking thing, and I got to the point where I was like, I'm ready to have a dabble with DJing as well. I've got DJ Woody at my disposal as a teacher, and
yeah,
like
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
legendary world DJ and stuff. Best mate. I got decks. Fucking bored me to death doing it. I was like, no way, I fucking love scratching. I can't believe it. I was devastated.
Yeah.
I
So
still
did you
love
actually
listening to
did
it.
you have a go at it and stuff? Then obviously did you?
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
do basic transformer scratches and stuff like that, but the actual process of practicing scratches I could not get into it, and I was gutted as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just a super fan of it now.
Yeah, I always love hearing cuts on beats and stuff anyway, man. I never get bored of it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
defo, man. Yeah, I actually started out DJing, man. That's where I
Oh
started
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Ah.
Then it went to drum and bass MCing, then
Mm-hmm.
production, and then no, well, sorry, my drum and bass MCing was always on the hip hop style anyway. And then I started to produce. Then I started to write. I was writing hip hop bars as well, whilst I was writing drum and bass bars, because my style over drum and bass was quite hip hoppy anyway. I did do
Mm.
some of the faster, all that sort of shit, but a lot of my bars were more hip hop. And somebody said to me like, "Why don't you transfer to hip hop?" Like another MC, but when I was performing after the show, he came back to their person's house I was with and stuff. He was mates with some of the people that I know and things. So, and yeah, so that's how I transitioned, man. So it was from DJing, and I just love like when I go back to visit, um, like back at home sort of thing. So I obviously live in Wales and stuff now. There's a mate of
Mm-hmm.
mine who owns a studio. Big up to Mad Goon. He's a good mate of mine from long time ago and stuff, man, from school and shit. And go around there and we just have a fucking about like 2.5 hour just drum and bass fucking mix up, going from like when it was still hardcore jungle sort of vibe, moving all the way through the ages and just having a fucking massive mix. And it's just so much fun, man. And sometimes this other mate is around there called Ash, and we're just having a little mini rave, like rave up in the studio sort of thing, because he's got built a studio in his garden sort of thing. Really sick studio, man. So yeah, and it's just you just get back into that. I get back into that mode, but when I try to MC to drum and bass, I can't get back into it. Like I don't feel it anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. Where back in those days, I used to love it and used to do pirate radio stations. That was the route I wanted to take, man. I wanted to be a drum and bass MC. That was like,
Right.
we were just about getting someplace. We were doing like, um, did like the second room in One Nation. There's a place that up in Atomics. Got to MC with X Man and stuff, and other MCs and shit as well. So so yeah, it was just starting to slowly move forward. You know what I mean? And then it just sort of disbanded. The people I was doing it with, we weren't doing it anymore, and it's just fucking. And then yeah, and just hip hop became the next venture, man. So it was a real clean, like gradual sort of blend into doing what I do now, sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
mad. And then, but really, it started with just writing poems. Like when I was really young, I used to love writing poems and stories, little mini stories. But the
I
stories
can
always had
remember.
little rhymes and shit to them. So they weren't full rhymes, bars, but there was elements in the story where I'd rhyme bits without even realizing I was rhyming them. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I can remember like when I first started out like rapping as well, like full on American accent. Like you can imagine Burnley American,
Yeah,
like
man.
because that's what a lot of people did.
Burn American.
Yeah, Burn American, a Merry Burn or something. But it was just like, oh man, I can remember it's funny. I think when I first started trying to be lyrical, like just like trying to get some technique, but I had an American accent. Like, this is MC Rhyme Time, the prime, the true crime, the line to sign is mine, because yes, I'm the lyrical master. Fuck, I bet people were shitting themselves. I'm the lyrical master, the blaster of sin. My voice won't stop until the beat kicks in. So my voice won't stop until the beat kicks in. That makes no sense at all. That's when at least you're meant to get going, isn't it? Just nonsense in the, you know. And I can look back at it and laugh. It's
Yeah,
great. It's because you're a kid and you're lost in a
yeah,
world of like big influences, and you just want to be them to the point where you think, I can remember making like um, cassette tapes and playing a beat on one cassette and then having another cassette that were recording the sound from that one and my voice at the same time, thinking I was going to get a record deal. I was a kid lost in a fantasy land with a fake American accent and shit rhymes that didn't make sense. But it's cool. I look back at it fondly,
yeah,
because whatever it took to, and then eventually you're just like, fucking, I just need to rap in my own accent and just be me. What am I doing?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How many kids in different countries outside of America felt that where they've rapped in an American accent and you
Yeah.
know
I think it's up. Yeah, I think it seems quite natural, especially if you're listening to American hip hop before you listen to British hip hop. Do you know what I mean? Then you're going to
yeah
have that
yeah
influence. That's what I grew up on. I can't remember when I actually can't remember whether I. So when I started spitting, because I was spitting to drum and bass, I wasn't using an American accent. So when I gradually started to spit to hip hop, I don't think I actually did spit with an American accent. Maybe certain things I might have said in an American accent, but not the whole. So, but I was listening to a lot of American hip hop. So I think if I wasn't doing the drum and bass MCing, I think if I just listened to hip hop and wasn't doing that, I think then maybe because I was listening to so much American hip hop when I was growing up, I think I probably would have spat with an American accent. But because I had the drum and bass influence, I
yeah
was naturally already quite used to spitting in that English accent. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense, yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah totally. It worked like that for me. You look back at your old crews. I used to have me and my mate forged a crew called Spray City Breakers. Spray City Breakers. Like writing SCB everywhere. Spray City Breakers. We had no idea what it meant. It just sounded cool. You know, just some fucking inbreds from Burnley trying to fucking be American street gangsters or whatever. Fucking daft.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
sticks with you.
Yeah, man. So I'm going to ask you a couple of strange questions now. Yeah,
All right,
this is
go.
how we like to do it on the show. Unfortunately, Dick couldn't be here tonight. Big up, Dick! It's his birthday. So happy birthday, mate.
Big
He's
up.
out with his mum. Spoiled the evening and took him out for a meal. So I hope you had a good one, and I hope you didn't choke on it, mate. No, happy birthday, Dick. We've got a little special next week as well. We've got Blade on for Dick's special birthday episode. So please, obviously, do tune in for that as well. We've got a little treat at the end of that show as well. So yeah, do tune in.
No,
But anyway,
Blade's a legend.
yeah, he is, man. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
what a
we all
dude.
love Blade. He's fucking mad as an owl. We do a lot of taking the piss out of each other, me and Blade from the North verse side perspective. But I love the guy's fucking quality.
Yeah, yeah, he is, man. Yeah, big up Blade, and
Yep.
yeah, he obviously came down about a month and a half ago now, nearly over a month ago, probably.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was great seeing him and stuff, man, and always yeah, pleasure hanging out with him, mate. Yeah, he's a top dude, and we have some really good banter and shit, man.
Yeah, he's
So
good.
yeah,
He's
big
funny.
up Blade.
Big up.
Um, yeah, so the question to you, my friend, I want to hear a story from a time where you went on holiday. So this can be a story where it's been something like a bit weird has happened, a bit dark has happened, something just outrageous. Anything, any particular story that you've experienced when you've been on
I'm gonna have
holiday?
to tell you the hotel story. So strap yourself in for this one. So this is fucking legendary. So in 2015, there's a big b-boy competition out in Holland called
Yeah,
RBE. I decided I want to go to it, and just as a fan of b-boying, I just want to go and watch. So I put some message out on Facebook saying I'm going to RBE in Holland. Does anybody want to come with me? And my arch enemy from my b-boy days, who I never really spoke to, and we didn't get on, we didn't like each other. He just chirps up out of the blue, "I'll come with you." I thought, fucking sound. So let's do it. So I met him at Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. And it's the first time I've really spoke to him. Geordie guy from legendary Newcastle City crew, Newcastle City Kings. Gets on with him instantly, having a right laugh, big character and everything. He's taking piss out of me, I'm taking piss out of him. We get a train down to the south of Holland to this. So this competition, the full town, they clear out the library, they clear out like the town hall, everything. They set up street mark, and the whole city turns into a b-boy event. There's dance floors everywhere in the old buildings, and it's fucking amazing.
Oh, that sounds sick, mate.
So anyway, we get there, and I can't remember. Gavel winding me up about something, so I decided to bullshit him and tell him that in Burnley we were all addicted to acid indigestion tablets. It was just some bullshit made up. So he starts saying, he says, "Why? How? You know, how many mils do you take?" I said 75. So he starts saying 75 mil, dog. It becomes his catchphrase. 75. Anyway, we get down there. Gav's is buzzing his tits off, right? Because in the hotel there's a vending machine that sells beer. So to Gav, that's like, I can get beer at any o'clock. So he's buzzing his tits off. So he's mad as an at this cunt. Gets in a taxi, we're going down to the town centre, and Gav says, he said, here, Seek, I've nicked you something. And I'm like, you what? He's like, I've stolen something from you. I'm like, where have you stolen it from? He's like, the hotel. And I go, what have you stolen for me? Like, and it reaches in his jacket and he pulled out the hotel bell. You know, the ding, one of them. And I like looks and I'm like, why have you stole that? He said, I don't know, I just thought you'd fucking like it. I'm thinking, this cunt's crazy, right? I said, what we're going to do with it? And we're pissed by this point. He says, what we'll do, we'll go up to strangers in the town centre and we'll get them to ring it. And when they ring it, we'll clear a circle and we'll dance really shit, like bad quality breaking. And we'll try and get them in and have a laugh. Fucking hell, every cunt in fucking this town, they were well up for it. We got to town centre, we were fucking knackered because everyone was just having a right good laugh with us. But I fell and I cut my knee open, right? So Gav, he decides to fuck off and try and get us some more beer, not knowing that it were a voucher system. So he's fucking ages, right? I've got a bit of body on me, so I'm levered. I think, fuck this. I haven't seen him for ages. I'm going back to my hotel. Gets in a taxi, falling asleep and back at taxi. Take me to the hotel. It's called Hotel Bastion. It's a chain. It's like our travel lodge or whatever out in Holland, Hotel Bastion. So it says Hotel Bastion, Hurling. So this taxi driver texts me. I gets back to the hotel, goes like that, fucking odds money out. He takes his money, gets in. I can't get my key in my hotel door. So I'm like, fuck it, it won't work, it won't unlock it. So I goes back to the reception. I'm like, I'm in room 19, here's my card. I can't get in my room. Oh, no problem. This lady says, takes me to my room, lets me in with master key, gets in my room. 7 o'clock in the morning, this fucking guy walks in my room. He's about 4 foot tall and looks like Penfold from Danger Mouse, right? And it's like, yeah. He's going off his head. And I'm like, what the fuck? I jumped out of bed. I said, get out of my room, you fucking prick. Else I'm going to fucking knock your teeth out, like, you know, fucking pissed off because I rung over and everything. And so fucking Penfold's kicking off the fuck. Like, he don't give a fuck. I'm a big lad or anything. He's fucking raging. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? He's again, you're in my room. I said, I'm not in your room. This is my room. I said, open door. So he opens the door. It says room 19 on my card, room 19. He's like, oh no, this is my room. I'm like, listen, you dickhead. So I stopped putting my jeans on, but I can't get my jeans on. I'm like, fucking thinking I'm pissed. So I think, fuck this. I go to reception in my boxer shorts, gets this woman. I said, will you tell this guy he's trying to get in my room? So she comes like, she's like, no, this is his room. I'm like, it's not, it's fucking my room. I said, look, I'll get on the computer because there's a PC next to reception. I said, I'll go on there, I'll get my email up and show you my reservation. Fucking turns around, there's no computer there. I'm like, I know there were a computer there. This is fucking weird, this. So I'm thinking, I'm like, listen, assistant receptionist, I'm in Hotel Bastion, Hurleen. And she went, oh. And I'm like, what? And she said, yo, you're not in Hurleen. You're in fucking Hurlan or something like that. I was 47 miles away. I was 47 miles away from my hotel, right, in a hotel that looked exactly the same because it's a chain hotel. It was set up the same and everything, apart from PC work there. This guy's come back off the night shift, 7 o'clock in the morning. They've let me into his room because I've got a Hotel Bastion card. I'm kicking off with him, right? I'm trying to put his clothes on. They weren't even my jeans. Right, so he's looking at me like rooting through his clothes. I'm trying to put his jeans on the don't fit. I'm thinking, wow, what my fucking jeans go on? Right, his bed, right?
Oh man.
His bed is covered in blood from my knee where I like damaged my knee, fallen and
Oh,
stuff, pissed.
bruv.
So he's kicked off. I'm like, what the fuck? I went, I thought he said, 47 miles. Well, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I had to get a taxi back to a hotel, right? Gets in the morning, opens door to my room. Gav starts shouting, 75 mil, dog. Where have you been? Shagging? Have you been out shagging? I'm like, no, I've been in a hotel 47 miles away. He didn't believe me. And then later on the day, we're leaving to go out for the day. Receptionist started clapping for me. Hey, dickhead. Hey, what receptionist? They were loving it. Just like we fucking good. Gav went, it fucking happened, didn't it? You were 47. I'm like, I'm telling you, mate. Oh, yeah.
Wow, that is wicked. That is an
So
amazing story.
I tried to put K-Saulz clothes on. Poor guy had come back off night shift and I'm putting his clothes on, kicking off. Yeah, go
That's
on.
amazing,
Any more
man.
questions?
Yeah. One more question. I think we got time for one more question.
Cool.
Okay, so if there is any time and place that you could have ever have lived in history, when would it have been and why?
Uh, fucking hell. I mean, there's all classic cheesy ones like going back to the birth of hip hop and stuff like that, which I'd like to witness and learn about it and see what I haven't learned.
It could be any time, by the way. It could be any time.
Uh,
And you can quickly just come back as soon as you've gone over there, you know? There's no like,
I don't think I'd change anything on my own path. You know,
would
I've
you
had
like to
issues with
experience
life.
a specific time?
Uh, I think I'd like to experience 1930s Chicago.
Yeah? Why is
You
that?
know, I've always liked the, you know, when you see the old like classic Capone gangsters, I like the dress code where they always look
Yeah,
smart with suits and
yeah.
smart hats, like and
Even the ones that were like of like less money still look smart, like look
yeah,
good.
it was weird. Yeah,
They just had shitter suits,
yeah,
but it's still
but
fucking smart. Do you know what I mean? It's what we
yeah,
call smart now.
I think I got that from like when I was a kid watching the Untouchables, and I love the way it looks, all that like Art Deco and the suits and everything. I think they just look class,
Mm,
and it's an interesting like Prohibition era and stuff like that. I think that'd be the one for me.
yeah, for me,
But
I think
the problem is, Dan, when I put a suit on, I look like a fucking criminal lawyer. I do. I
I
look
just
like
don't
a
like
lawyer from
wearing them,
Mafia.
man. I don't like wearing them. I don't
No,
like to
me
wear
neither.
something where I don't feel totally relaxed in, if that makes sense. Suits,
I
I
look.
just feel I'm not going to be able to relax. I have to be careful a little bit. Do you know?
I look like what do you call it? I look like when I put a suit on, I look like Kingpin. I look like fucking Kingpin in a shit Matalan suit. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I'd love to go back to the dinosaur days, man. I would
Would you?
love to. Yeah, just to
Fuck
experience it.
that.
If I could just bounce back again. Imagine that. Some of the shit. Like, I'd want to see if that shit was like some of it was like how accurate have we got it? Obviously, we've got fossils and stuff to go by it, but how they actually
Yeah.
looked, because a lot of the pictures and stuff you see, it's a depiction of what they think it's going to look like. They don't know for certain if it looked like that. They're going to get the general
Mm,
structure of it and stuff, but they don't know what
yeah.
color it's going to be. You know, do you know what I mean? They don't know the full. So it'd be just good to.
Imagine like what you can do though, to, like certain events. Just like if you're going back to like Kennedy's assassination, and you go up to sixth floor or whatever, take some book depository, and you can sit shooter in his room, and you just go, just when he's about to take a shot, just nudge him like that. blow his fucking wife's head off or something.
Yeah, it would change the whole course of history, that kind of event, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a thing called Umbrella Academy, a series?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've only watched a couple of seasons, I think. Yeah,
but yeah, that touches on it, man. Look, bro, we've got 1 minute left, and that will be the end of this episode in terms of the interview. And it's been an absolute pleasure, Seek, having you on, brother. Obviously, we'd love to have you back, and maybe get you to perform as well. So yeah, man, we're obviously building the studio where I am now, obviously about my house and my garage. So once that gets built and stuff, man, we want to invite people down, perform, and then get them on the radio to interview them as shit as well, man. So that's the plan.
Get me and Lomax on Isle of Hip Hop, man.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Anyway, mate, it's an absolute pleasure. Big love.
Thank you, bro.
And
thank you very much.
We will speak to you soon.
Peace and love.
Peace out, man. Take care, yeah?
Take care, man. See you later, bro.
Much love. Bye-bye.